Shirshasana. So, if handstand is like a 5-year-old, and Pinchamayurasana, okay, let's be realistic. Pinchamayurasana is probably like a 25-year-old. Like, has gotten into some trouble, has learned some lessons, is out of college. Okay? And then headstand is a little bit like the granddaddy, the grandfather, who's very slow and sedate and controlled. So there's a grace and an integrity to moving into this pose. It is required. Everyone take your hand to the top of your head first. And we're looking for that plumb line. So you remember we talked about the cervical spine yesterday? What do we want to maintain in the cervical spine, especially when we're weight bearing on it?
The curve.
The natural curve, that's right. So find the place on the top of your head. It's generally like this little flat point about a third of the way back, where you can press up into that point and not have your chin lift or lower. So if I'm too far to the front, when I press up, my chin will lift. And if I'm too far to the back, when I press up, my chin will lower. So I want to find that place right in the middle, that when I press through it, all 4 sides of my neck lengthen evenly. That's the part of your head that you want on the floor. Interlace your hands together. So I'll show you how this is going to go from the front first. The palms will be interlaced all the way up to the webbing. And then you can tuck the bottom pinky of your palm in so that there's a flat surface against your mat. A small space is between your hands, as if you're holding like a little small furry animal there, you know, with a squash. Okay? And then notice the wrists. You want the wrists to be completely stacked so that they're neither rolling in nor rolling out, but that we're really balanced on the blade of the forearm. Our elbows will be underneath our shoulders, so this is going to give us a really strong foundation. From this point, I'll press down through my arms, find the lifting through my back ribs, and then sliding the shoulder blades onto my back to find more stability through my upper back. So it's the same action that we've been doing the whole time. I'll bring the top of my head down to the floor and find that little spot, that's the happy sweet spot. And then press down through the arms, curl the toes under, and lift the hips up. Now from here I should be able to lift my head easily off the floor. If you can't lift your head easily off the floor, that's a sign that we need to work a little bit more shoulder stability. So that means that you'll work on dolphin for a while instead. This is a lot of good work right here. Right, if that's all well, then you'll press the head down and walk your feet in. Now I'm going to turn around, because you guys are actually going to do all of this out the wall. So, interlacing the hands up to the webbing. Stamp the arm bones down. The wrists are nice and steady. Place the top of your head down, curl your toes under, and lift your hips and walk in. So I'm pressing through my forearms and lifting my shoulders up. This is where things get interesting. Walk in as far as you can, press through your forearms, and then draw one knee into your chest. So not up, but in. From here, hug in into a little ball, shoulder blades keep lifting, until you can come off of this toe, and then draw that foot in. Once you've got this, squeeze in, press down, bring your feet to the wall, and then slide them up. Again, I can press through my arms and lift my head up. Squeeze the legs, reach your tailbone towards the sky. From here, we'll come out just the same way that we went in. Root into your forearms to lift your shoulders up as you bring your legs down. Draw one knee into your chest at a time. Press through your forearms, and then very lightly bring your toes back down to the floor. And then you can come into child's pose. I like to stack my fists so that my head and my heart are in the same line. And take a breath. Let your neck and your shoulders soften. And then when you're ready, you can come up. Yes, questions?
I have a question. I loved how you got up there. Why aren't we doing that in all 3 stands? Is there a physical reason?
It's very hard to get your hips over your shoulders without hopping in handstand. Okay. And when you're in pincha, it's very hard to get your shoulders. I can't get my shoulders or my hips over my shoulders here to draw my knees in. Okay. It's just the physics of it are just not great. Yeah. But headstands, we can get our hips way back, even beyond the shoulders a little bit, to find that core strength to go slowly. Now, why wouldn't we want to just jump into headstand?
You're going to hurt your head.
Your natural question.
What happens if you, you could shift, and then what happens if you fall out? What's rooted into the floor?
Your head.
Right? And what's attached to your head?
Cervical spine.
Do we want to twist that?
No, not really. No.
Okay. So slow, steady.
Slow and steady and controlled.
May I just a little something?
Of course.
Having a hard time finding the crown of your head, take a soft block and place it to the top where it balances. That's the vicinity of
questions on this before we explore?
Are we wanting to try to press the back of our seat against the wall?
No. That'll actually bring you into quite a curve.
So it's more like a guard.
Yeah, the wall is there to support you. So your hips may touch it when you bring your knees in, but once you've stretched your heels up, press your heels into the wall, but lift your hips away from the wall.
So does it matter what way the toes are, this way or this way?
Pointing the toes will lengthen the front of your leg. Flexing the foot will lengthen the back of your leg. So most of us, I would suggest flex the feet or floint them into those little stilettos.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.